there, folks. This is me, Malorian, and this is going to be another War Machine Battle Report. And this one's just going to be a fun one between me and my brother. Normally every Thursday, I have like a dozen people over at my house for regular gaming. Because all the tables were being used for house cleaning stuff, couldn't really do that, but still want to get a game in, so just my brother came over, and you know, the way it goes with brothers, it can get extremely competitive. So we wanted some way to kind of take the tension off, and what we decided to do is have a fun game. And the way that we were going to do this as making sure it's fun is we were going to be designing the other person's army. So for my brother, he is running basically a trencher list that is under Jakes2. So he has always been tempted by Signar, and this has a lot of cool pieces in it. And I mean, even though Jakes2 isn't normally a caster that you'd be seeing with Gravediggers, it really makes the list very interesting. And of course, she can do a lot of really cool things, coming in, killing some stuff, sprinting away. And so I really think he's going to have a lot of fun with that. Meanwhile, for me, he has given me a Skaverous list, and again, I've always been kind of like tempted by Crix too, so we were both kind of joking that this game would make us kind of want to play the other faction, and we might just trade factions after that. Just like a little spoiler, I don't think that's going to happen. But also for scenario here, some of you might be wondering what scenario this is. Well, it turns out that me and Schick, we go way back. You know, we were like fighting in the Nom, and I said, yo, Schick, buddy, can you hook me up with like one of those Steamroller 2020s? He's like, yeah, man, I got you covered. So here we go. Big spoiler, I guess. Here's a Steamroller 2020 scenario coming right at you here. And honestly, it's kind of crazy. We'll see what happens. Again, this was just done to kind of like really make this game super silly. I don't want either of us really like saying, oh man, I gotta really focus on this. Everything's about trying to win this. No, we're just goofing around with a different army, goofing around with a crazy scenario, and just trying to see what happens. Basically what I'm going to try and do with these things is, I don't know. This seems really bad. He has all these guns with the feet, he'll have all the electro leaps. So what I'm going to try and do is, I do have a whole bunch of ambushing mechanothralls that will be coming in. That'll be really cool. So I'm hoping that can like flood his zone on the right. On the left, I'm hoping I can like jam in, try and kill off some of those commandos and get myself some souls. And then otherwise, I really don't know, guys. As soon as I got this in my hands and started seeing all the different rules, I instantly regretted wanting to be playing Crix. Alright, so let's get into it. My brother won the initiative, wanted to go first, and pretty much just starts moving up the field pretty quickly. Now, another thing I want to say, guys, is of course on here, there's a lot of unpainted models, some just primed, a lot of them just being bare plastic or metal. Remember, we're playing things on here that normally we don't use. Of course, if we're going to a tournament, we try and paint all these things up, but even though, let's say, for example, the Express Crew is amazing, I just have not used it yet in a tournament, so it's not painted yet. His little Soul Hunter guys that I'm using, he just hasn't painted them out yet because he doesn't use them in a tournament. So I'm sorry this is all the gray and silver, but otherwise he just kind of casts Escort and gets up the field. So for me then, I'm just going to try and get into his grill, I guess. I put Death Ward up onto Erebus, and then on the Soul Hunters on the left, I have like soul something, so if they kill anything, they actually can give souls to Skaverous, which will really help them out. I don't know if that was actually the right choice because they kind of want the souls for themselves, but hey, that's kind of my plan. Obviously, huge mistakes happening all over the place here. I mean, one of the things I could have really done is Derek Wraith could have gone up and then done a little ability where things are -2 to damage rolls and then repo up, and then really I just kind of like ran up there. So there's a lot of things I could have done a lot better, but hey, again, I'm just trying to like getting into his grill. Meanwhile, in the middle, I'm just trying to kind of like stall things. So I'm feeding him some of these mechanothralls and then instantly realizing that they're out of range of all the stitch thrall things. So yeah, just a whole bunch of mistakes being made, already kind of like regretting some stuff, and we'll see how bad it hurts me. and it hurts a lot. He kills all those Mechanothralls that are up past the middle line there, and of course most of those I didn't get any corpses for. Then meanwhile, what he does then is that little wall you're seeing now between the forest and the building, yeah, that's actually a covering fire, and that's going to be a lot of trouble. He actually could have probably killed a lot more regular dudes in the middle, but kind of like held back with a few things because he didn't want to dedicate in too much, especially with the trenchers on the right. Those trencher infantry could have really come in and done a little bit more work, but he was trying to be a little bit more careful, and I don't know if that's really the right thing to do. One of the things that did work out really well for him is on the left side, where he went in there and just decimated the cav. There is now just one of them left on one box, so yeah, that is super bad. So the left flank looking super bad, the middle looking bad, the right, it was never really good to begin with, but I now have all these corpses, I can load things back up again, I can feed, I have my ambushers, so I think I can start doing some stuff back in return. So that's what I do. I bring the ambushers off here on the right flank. I can already get into 4 guys. So hopefully this trencher infantry I can just really decimate. And I do a pretty good job of it. Now, he does make a lot of toughs this turn, but luckily with those bile thralls, they also like corrode things too, so I have a chance I might kill them after. And I really had hoped that I'd kill enough on the right side that I could start scoring that flag, maybe even the zone, but it just didn't really come together. I really need to have some really good rolls. Meanwhile, on the left side, again, I'm just trying to do my best here. I go into the Minuteman, do some damage into him, but really not too much. This was my feat, so I kind of like threw out there the worm spell and killed some guys, and then I went up with the sirens. They did their sprays, they killed some, so I did some damage here, but you know, on the right flank, that's looking better. The left flank looking awful. The middle, that was just a gummed up mess where I didn't realize that, like, when the cattle whatever guys, the stitch guys that make more people, I forgot, the necrosurgeons, there you go, that actually they have to be within 3 inches of the necrosurgeon, so that's super bad. It was really hard to try and make anything anywhere, because again, they only have a command 3 to begin with, because it has to be in formation and within 3 inches of the necrosurgeon, and then when I wanted to do anything, I had to deal with that wall. So I made some more Mechanothralls, but they're not really anywhere. So as far as stalling, sure, I guess they're still stalling stuff, but I don't know if this is a war I'm going to win by stalling. So in reprisal, he does quite a bit. The part that really hurts me on the right is, by the way, this is going to be his feet turn, but on the right, what really hurt me was just the fact that he was able to quake the brute thralls, so killed one with a boosted shot and kind of like knocked them down. So between the terrain and being knocked down, the Mechanothralls really aren't going to be doing very much next turn. Meanwhile, in the middle, you know, like I said, Jakes2, she feeded, came in, hit 2 people, killed 2 more with electro leaps. Then she sprinted back, other things coming in, and they're doing electro leaps. And really, in the end here, you can see that I am just decimated. Erebus got knocked down by a shot that was going just out of a Mechanothrall, and then tagged him by the quake on the brick house, so he got knocked down. Express team pushed him out of the zone. He wasn't able to destroy the objective, so he couldn't score there yet, but yeah, all the Mechanothralls are gone. The left unit of the necrosurgeon and stitch thralls, they're decimated. Derek Wraith is dead. Yeah, just looking super bad here. But hey, you know, I still have quite a bit of things here. Maybe the bile thralls can come up and kill a lot of stuff, so it's not over yet. So on my turn, again, I try and get some stuff done, but it doesn't really come together. You know, Erebus and the one last Soul Hunter, they go and kill some things, getting me some spells there. I arc over, the little template hasn't been moved yet, but I actually had put it into where the Express team was, so with that worm spell, whatever it is, I killed some things there. The bile thralls, they went up and sprayed, and what I did then after was just ran up the necrosurgeon just to kind of get in the way of the what is it called there? Man, I forgot what it's called. I want to call it Avenger. Yeah, it's the Avenger. So I did a few things, but I'm really running out of pieces. The Mechanothralls really weren't able to be as effective as I had hoped. and I really think that this next turn for him will be kind of a cleanup turn. And it really is. Derek Wraith goes down. Actually, it was pretty sad where those, he had popped the feet on the turn, like the mini feet on the commandos, the turn he first came into them, and now, still, no problem. They come in, they just wreck them, unhorsing, like, you know, as if I was armor 10. It was just no problem. Meanwhile, he did put positive charge up onto the Cyclone. Cyclone does some okay damage to Erebus, nothing too crazy. I think I'm down to like 16 boxes or 14 boxes, but because I got to pick the column because of Death Ward, I still have all my systems. He does a little bit of damage to my objective, just one, no big deal. But the biggest thing is if you look on the right, my Mechanothralls are almost all gone. So yeah, the attrition on this is severely going against me. Luckily, there has been no scenario points scored yet, but I kind of feel I need to go for it. Now, I do have 4 souls right now, and maybe this is the time to go for assassination, and I really think that's my only option, so that's really what I'm going to do. So really what happens is the Mechanothrall gets lucky, kills a Trencher, frees up the little Night Wretch. Night Wretch shoots the objective, does some really awesome damage. No damage on Jakes though. Then I charge up into the Cyclone so I can get line of sight onto Jakes. Then remembering I have an arc node, so I didn't even need to do that. But yeah, I use all my stuff to try and hurt Jakes. But in the end, with the 2 focus that she had on her, she was able to stay alive. I believe it was with 4 boxes or something. So I came close. It wasn't bad. But yeah, unfortunately, that's really it. I did actually fight with Erebus first, killing a couple of things so I could actually get a reroll in there. But yeah, that's really it. And so things are really looking bad now. This was like a swing for the fences hope, and I missed. So it's pretty easy for him then. He just comes over here with the Avenger, boosts a shot, knocks me down, and then actually before he charged in with Jakes, he shot me with the Trencher field gun there, and that thing just like ripped me up. I almost died just from that. And then of course Jakes charges in, and yeah, pretty easily puts things to bed. So there you go, there's the game. Again, do not be looking at this game as a way to be playing Skaverous or Jakes2. So many mistakes were made, but it was a really fun game, you know. We're normally, if I was playing my best list versus his, it'd be a really tense game, and you know, the stress would be super high. This one was nice and relaxed. We got to not only enjoy the game, but also I think learn a lot more, right? By playing another faction, I'm starting to see all the limitations and the way that the list works, and I'm sure he found the same thing with my Trenchers. Like, oh, that's how this stacks this way? Oh, that's interesting. So definitely, I mean, if this is something that you're looking at, maybe try this at home, right? If you want to try something fun, just go and say, hey, do you want to like trade armies, or even more so, just make an army for the other person? And I think there's a lot that you can gain from doing that, both in enjoyment and in just straight up learning for being better at the game. So there you go. Hope you like watching it. Again, I'm sorry for the unpainted models, but screw it. That's what we wanted to do. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.